Using public transport, getting access to buildings and paying for coffee is now as simple as a touch of your hand. A microchip implanted beneath the skin gives people the same capabilities as dozens of cards and devices. And it's not as painful as you might think.
What was once confined to science fiction movies...
This may be a little uncomfortable. Just implanted a radium diode. They're the access codes to your drop spot.
...is now reality for some.
I can pay, open doors and have my business card in there as well.
These Aussies say they're being microchipped to simplify their lives.
Which will connect to my work pass, which will allow me access to my office, to use the printer, to use the scanner.
In fact, it's already here. The latest home security locks use fingerprints to control deadbolts. And at the Jewel Osco grocery store in Chicago, some customers pay using their fingerprints. No paper or plastic.
You don't really need anything other than your hand, and you already got that with you.
To think something so small can connect you to everything that matters.
When your life and all you love
are on the line.
When every second counts in the emergency room. Providing immediate access to your medical records.
Because Bob has trouble remembering all his medications.
Because I'm in love with my kids' kids.
Because now I'm looking out for both of us.
Because I have diabetes, but it doesn't have me.
Because I spend my life in the ER trying to save yours.
The idea of having one as a thin edge of a wedge as a way of social control and monitoring, I think that's very, very dangerous.
When I read the book with Barry Smith, it brought up for me the significance of the Antichrist and controlling of people. That's what it brought up. Second, yeah, the Antichrist. You know, you see these fictional movies and you see their implants and it controls you.
First, we take a gloomy, dissatisfied woman. We locate her brain. We insert a few nanochips. Finally, we enhance her to fit the ideal specifications. Welcome to the future.
I feel very strongly that I would say no. But when it comes to you can't travel, or maybe you can't get a job, or you can't get social services, I think that was pretty disturbing, because that's the point at which most people are going to, even if they wanted to say no, might feel forced to say yes.
Are there any conditions under which I would allow myself to be microchipped? I don't think so. So basically what you're saying is either you're in this monetary system with the microchip monetized system, or you're outside of that system. And you're asking me is, what would I choose?
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Well, you know, that's a difficult question.
I think it's very scary what you're talking about with that company, that it put it in your hand and, you know, might get to that point where you need to have that.
Would you take a very chip?
Can't buy anything.
No way, no. Well, if I had to have one to participate within the community, well, for the well-being of my family, I might be forced to, yes. But I'm hoping it doesn't get to that.
Okay, with the VeriChip, I would not take it on. I think if it got to the point where if you didn't have a VeriChip in you, then you couldn't work, you couldn't earn money, you couldn't pay rent, I guess then there's not much choice but to conform and to go with it. But I don't see that would happen anytime soon, I don't think anyway.
I've noticed when it starts costing people personally, you know, i.e. that they won't be able to buy or sell, the penny drops, they go into denial, and they don't even want to face the fact that they've surrendered already. I mean, it's like they've just caved in. but they don't even want to face it. And that's really disturbing.
I'm a Church of England. My particular church have not discussed about the mark of the beast. The Church of England, I think they're more very politically correct and they don't want to tread on people's toes.
I'm aware that some Christians would consider that a cashless society is a kind of answer to a prophetic text we find in the book of Revelation, that no one can buy or sell who does not have the mark. So it could be, well, if you don't have the right credit card or something else, a chip somewhere, you are lost. I can understand this kind of interpretation. According to our interpretation as Adventists, Seventh-day Adventists, we consider that this idea of worship is a dominant theme here in chapter 13. And when we say worship, we add a small word to explain, day of worship. This idea of selling or buying is not the main topic of chapter 13. We would consider that the Sabbath, that is Saturday, is the day of worship of the believers, the children of God, and there is another day, which is the Sunday, all right? The mark of the beast would be, okay, you go for the Sunday.
Not so many churches have taught about the mark of the beast. They actually are silent about it, and they don't really teach you about it and how to avoid it.
My particular church have not discussed about the mark of the beast.
If you want to have a congregation that's big, or you want to have people follow you, then you've got to speak about prosperity. It's like, okay, God is going to raise you up, or God is going to give you this, He's going to heal you, He's going to give you this or that.